over the answers.
Oh no!
All right, let's see, Andy. Just make sure you did your homework. Andy, you did not follow the written instructions. Students, it's clear that we have a big problem with following written instructions. So we're gonna practice and learn a little bit more about how to do it correctly. So sometimes you're gonna wanna do something or make something or even cook something when you're older, and you must follow the instructions exactly if you want to be successful. You're gonna wanna learn to follow instructions carefully and be successful in completing your schoolwork here every day. So when we talk about following written instructions, there's about 5 specific steps. The first one is looking at the instructions. The second one is reading the instructions after you identify where they are on the page. The third one is to think about what you read. The fourth one is to answer questions about the instructions if necessary. So we'll just put answer questions. And lastly, you want to follow the instructions. Awesome. Now let's take some time to model how this would look like when you're doing your homework. Okay, class, so I'm going to model how to follow instructions for this problem. The instructions say, well, first of all, I've identified where they are on my paper. Now I'm going to read them. So please complete the following addition problems. Remember, show your work. Now I'm going to think about what I read. So what I read was I have to complete my work, doing the addition problems, and show any work that shows how I got the answer. And then, now I'm going to think about if I have any questions. And I don't think I have any questions, but if you have questions, you can ask me or your parents. And then the last item is to just follow the instructions. So now, I'm going to do number 1, which is 2 plus 3. So you can think about this if you have 1 smiley face, 2 smiley faces, so there's the 2. And then now you're going to add 3 more. How many smiley faces do we have now, Andy?
5.
Great job. So now we have 5 smiley faces, or just 5 in numbers. Andy, will you come model for the rest of the class how to follow instructions for number 2?
Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6!
So Andy, I just wanted to talk to you after class because I know you had some confusion with your homework last night.
I did.
Okay, so after we learn more about our skill of following written instructions, can you tell me why it's important to follow those?
Well, I want to get a good grade on my math homework.
Right.
And I think it'll help me when I want to bake stuff in the future.
That's a very good point, Andy. I love baking too. So, for specifically math, okay, would it help you complete your assignment if you follow the instructions on the paper? Complete it correctly too.
I think so, because before I would just draw pictures and things.
Right, because you didn't even see the instructions, right? So are those 5 steps going to help you in the future?
Yes,
Awesome.
They are going to help me.
I'm so glad you learned so much today, Andy.
Me too.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.